Opening with the king's pawn controls the center, and open the Sicilian defense controls the d4 square with the c-pawn. c3 prepares for a quick d2, d4 pawn break. Knight f6 develops the knight, controls the d5 square, and attacks the undefended e4 pawn. e5 takes space in the center and immediately attacks the knight on f6. Knight d5 relocates the attacked knight to the center. d4 takes space in the center, protects the e5 pawn, and allows the dark squared bishop to develop. c takes d4, captures the d4 pawn, and releases the tension in the center. c takes d4, recaptures the pawn, and supports the e5 pawn. d6 attacks the pawn on e5 and allows the light squared bishop to develop. That's playable. You use the recapture to develop another piece. This move doesn't help their position at all. This move activates your bishop to strengthen control over the center. That's not a mistake, but they did not find the best move here. Your best move was to develop a knight and attack the center. They bring out their knight, increasing their control over the center. You had a chance to play something better. Their best option was to increase a bishop's scope by moving it to a better square. This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either. Their better move was to defend a pawn that was under attack. You get a chance to set up a blockade. You recapture the piece. This move puts their pawn on a safer square. This pin ties down their bishop, reducing its flexibility. Their bishop comes into play, attacking the center. Your rook has great control of the open file. They castled kingside, placing their... You're going to end up losing a pawn. They found a way to win your pawn. You overlooked a better way to win a tempo by threatening a bishop. You permitted the opponent to pin a knight to the king. They found a way to win material. A good choice to move your threatened rook. They moved the queen to safety. You had a better option, but this is not bad. They took your pawn for free. You kicked your opponent's piece from that square, moving their threatened queen to safety. Very good choice. With the right moves, your opponent is sure to win material. You are losing a queen this way. They overlooked an opportunity to tactically win a queen. You stopped the check by capturing the threatening bishop. Decent move, but they had a better one. You chased the checking piece away with a pawn move. A correct move to get their queen out of harm's way. You escaped the check from the queen. They missed a better way to tactically win a knight. Good job defending that rook. They capture your knight and will win material after all trades are completed. A clear recapture. A straightforward recapture. You challenge the opposing rook for control of the open file. They exchange pieces of equal value. You recaptured. Their best option was to challenge the opposing rook for the open file. Not the best move, but not bad either. Activating their king. Your opponent's better position has shifted into a clear winning advantage. You can pick up a free pawn. Your opponent was better off, but now a clear recapture. A logical capture. That's playable. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. Capturing your hanging pawn. Nice, definitely the right move. Defending their hanging bishop. Great use of your piece to blockade the pawn. Precise move from your opponent. You had a better option, but this is not bad. They are right on target. Well done, an excellent move. They played the strongest move available. Your opponent will have to keep an eye on that passed pawn. I like their choice. That was a fair trade. A straightforward recapture. For sure you had to move away from the threat. Precise move from your opponent. Your opponent has to watch that passed pawn. This move left their bishop hanging. That bishop was yours for the taking. Creating a pawn chain. You are forcing your opponent to get an isolated pawn on a semi-open file. They are threatening to eventually win a bishop. You stopped your opponent from being able to eventually win a bishop. They are right on target. Your passed pawn is one step closer to promotion. They played the strongest move available. Your passed pawn advances to its goal. They are threatening to push a passed pawn. You are threatening to win a pawn through a fork. Their passed pawn moves closer to promotion, becoming more dangerous. This isn't a mistake, but there was something better for you. They missed a better way to evade the check from the opposing queen. You overlooked an opportunity to win a pawn through an eventual fork. They missed the right idea here. Makes your life much easier. You stopped your opponent from being able to tactically win a queen. That was the only move. This is a fine move. They didn't find the right idea. You stopped your opponent from being able to promote a pawn to a bishop. They moved their king out of the check from your queen. Not the best move, but not bad either. They slipped up a bit here. Not the worst move, but definitely not the best. Good job, that's what I would have played too. Their king steps away from the check by your queen. Your opponent has escaped a checkmate and got a second chance. They overlooked the critical move, not spending enough time to spot it. You prevented your opponent from being able to promote a pawn to a queen. That was the only move. Yes, this is the way. This move doesn't help their position at all. Nice, definitely the right move. They played one of the best moves here. You continue the checkmate attack. Precise move from your opponent. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. They are right on target. Your move gets closer to checkmate. They are threatening to promote a pawn to a piece. You did it. Nice checkmate.